So, hey guys, today I am going to be reviewing this website called Gaia. So, this website is a load of BS theories, basically, conspiracy theories about the world, aliens, matless yoga. Yes, no, I'm joking. That one because they do yoga. Wait, no, not articles, topics. Here we go. The afterlife they do. Okay. This video on aliens today. I haven't seen a video which has been made about this website yet. And I think I'm probably wrong, but the reason is that it's kind of they've advertised it on YouTube, which is how I found it. But they also call it a yoga website, which I think people have been deterred from it because of that. They think it's more yoga than conspiracy theories, but the yoga rate isn't that big. It's more to do with conspiracy theories. So let's get straight into it. Are Aliens Among Us is the title for Aliens. And I think the first thing you can see is it's quite professional. Alien, look at these are quite good thumbnails. Like also titles: Aliens Cover-Ups, Encounters. Top 10 alien encounters. No, that's not there, but it would probably get a lot more views. Anyway, I think one of the main things you can see here is the like to dislike ratio, which is absolutely insane for conspiracy theory videos. 98% to 2% on the majority of them. The lowest one here on this part is 89%, just shy of 90. Like, what? I'm going to get straight into it, and I'm actually going to go to encounters first off because I feel that that's how it's going to be.
They were humanoid, hairless, large eyes, grayish white. They had some kind of loose fitting coverall. But you know, they had 2 arms and 2 legs. And they were quite a bit smaller than I. But the fear that it caused wasn't just the strangeness of these creatures. It was also the stare. The stare was, I'm thinking, after many years of trying to reason why, was, I think, an attempt to regain control of me.
So I think the first thing you can see here is, but it's just a load of people with no credentials just going on making a video about some conspiracy theory that they've got. Also, encounters in quotation marks they've had with the aliens in more quotation marks. It's just a load of idiot stuff.
That somehow the stare was involved in some kind of mind control effort that wasn't working for them. And you know, here's somebody 3 times their size that could inflict a lot of damage. And if they can't control me, then they better clear out, which is what they did. They all turned simultaneously and went out the door.
I'm pretty sure what he's saying there is that there were tiny aliens about a third of his size, and they had giant eyes, and they were trying to gain control of him, but then they saw there are a few of them, and then they thought he was too big, so they just wandered out of the door instead of trying to talk to him or whatever. I mean, yeah, I know they probably wouldn't have. They most likely, well, no, they wouldn't have had the same language as him, but maybe I don't know. They could have at least made hand symbols pointed at something instead of running away. I don't know. Anyway, there are comments on each one, which I'm going to also talk about. Conscious Creator said, he also... Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, he also had come across with aliens and stuff. Okay, let's get on to the next one. Aliens and cover-ups? Yeah, let's go on to this one.
In 1960, a think tank called Brookings Institution came out with a special report in which they had gone in and investigated the question of disclosure and the widespread revealing of the existence of intelligent extraterrestrial civilizations visiting the Earth. Based on certain classic memes, such as the infamous 1939 War of the Worlds radio broadcast hosted by Orson Welles, in which allegedly people thought they were being invaded by Martians, people started stuffing wet towels up their chimney, they started freaking out, believing the world was over. This and other events made the Brookings Institution conclude that they could not tell us the truth because it would be a fatal blow against the stability of civilization as we know it.
Rumors that there was a close encounter with aliens at Holloman Air Force Base have been swirling since at least the 1970s. There is even a supposed film of the flying saucer landing.
There was an alleged contact between extraterrestrials and the U.S. military-industrial complex that took place at the Holloman Air Force Base. This appears to be one of several such contacts, but what is interesting about this one in particular is that these groups of extraterrestrials seem to have a very elaborate headdress that was on, as well as...
Oh my god, come on.
Unusual faces that were kind of very small and tapered with a pronounced nasal feature. These extraterrestrials, like many of the others, did apparently want peace. They were trying to negotiate some sort of positive settlement for Earth's problems, but as is the case, they want disarmament of nuclear weapons, they want the truth to be told to the people.
How did they know that we had nuclear weapons? Yeah, they could have scouted, but I don't think this... That wouldn't have happened. Like, also, how are they communicating, as I said before? They won't have the same language. And they've got to be pointing at stuff, but they can't. They probably wouldn't have the same, like, trees, the same, like, they maybe didn't even have tables, for instance. Like, okay.
And the military-industrial complex and the government officials just laughed in their faces.
Okay. Contact has begun. Sounds like a good one.
On this planet of 6 billion people, there are 6 billion stories. This is one of them. It's about one man's life. It's about UFOs which he has filmed in the high heavens, and ETs.
Holy shit. That...
Probably not a UFO. Probably, like, a very slow-moving meteorite. Why?
That thing's huge.
It's a true story about a man who has come back from the dead to a planet that is undergoing dramatic Earth changes.
You know, as far as the skeptics, I find it really humorous, basically, because I've had so many experiences, there's no doubt in my mind.
They're both powering up. Holy smokes, I got both of them powering up.
In 1947, over Mount Rainier, Washington, pilot Kenneth Arnold saw a group of flying saucers.
He didn't. Let's start it off with that. He did not actually see flying saucers. They were not flying saucers. Instead, they were most likely either meteorites or some other object. They're not actually flying saucers. Come on, guys. Stop with this.
Since then, the Washington Cascades have changed dramatically. Nearby Mount Adams, where those flying saucers disappeared, is still a focal point of UFO activity.
I would have to say the main question that should have been asked is, why are they here?
Nuclear test
But because they're not.
programs, which began in the Second World War, have been closely monitored by UFOs.
They haven't.
They've been taking a close interest because these weapons could potentially annihilate all life on Earth.
The main problem is on this planet is the leadership, and the leadership does not reflect the desires and wishes of the masses. The greater family of man, or the off-worlders, you might call them, are deeply concerned with where we're going. There's over 50 dead zones in the ocean right now. One of them is over 700 miles wide.
Glaciers in Antarctica have been moving toward the ocean up to 8 times faster than previously.
This same scenario has been gone over again and again and again, ending up in major cataclysms on the planet. Are we going to destroy ourselves and allow technology to supersede spirituality? You know, they've transcended war, disease, poverty, and they have that wisdom and that technology to share with humanity. And you look at all the diversity of life in just this dimension alone, and add 10 more dimensions to that, you can imagine what's out there. We have a golden opportunity right now to join the rest of the universe in peace and to unite with these beings that are extremely spiritually and technologically advanced, far beyond anything we can imagine.
Okay, I'm just gonna say, you what? That there might be alien life forms out there. They most likely won't be humanoid. They might be a different shape, like cow, like bovinoid or something. I don't know how to say it. I don't think that's even a thing. But they might be like cows. They could be like chickens, but with like opposable thumbs. And he's just saying, "Oh yeah, they're all out there." I mean, I know the possibilities. We have no idea what the possibilities are. It could be high, they could be low. Nobody knows. But he's like there for definite. And I'm just like, nobody knows, you know? Just nobody knows. Yeah, let's have a look at this one.
Many researchers into the activity of the Germans during and after World War II have begun to realize that the Germans were not just fascinated by UFOs and aliens, but they were also interested in developing advanced technologies.
Nazi Germany really, during the war, had 2 space programs. One was under the control of the SS, Heinrich Himmler and Hans Kammler. They were developing flying saucer technology using anti-gravity, using torsion field physics principles that Nazi scientists had realized were feasible. But their specific goal was to weaponize these.
They didn't actually make them though. I hope they realise that they weren't made.
Because the Nazis were interested in global conquest. I mean, obviously they wanted to win the war with these super weapons.
Immediately after World War II, also there was the many stories of the Foo Fighters over Germany at the time, and even also flying saucers and other craft that were flying around Germany and other areas right at the end of World War II and immediately afterwards. And of course, that's also when the whole flying saucer madness occurred, and people, particularly around the southern United States, around Los Angeles, I mean, they were seeing fleets of flying saucers flying around.
That's not a flying saucer, that's a plane.
You have the Lubbock Lights, which was flying saucers flying in V.
No, this wasn't at all UFOs, it was just, I think someone made a debunking of what it actually was. It was some kind of like spotlights or something, or just solar flares, or well, no, not solar flares, but something like that. And it wasn't actually this. It wasn't UFOs, okay? They most likely aren't UFOs. There's a high chances that we've never seen a UFO before. Because we'd pick it up. We'd pick it up with our technology.
And things like that. So the whole saucer madness of the early 50s, in my mind, must be linked to some of the things that happened during World War II.
Yeah, let's leave that. Okay, so this one appears to be something. And then I'll take one more.
As the 45th anniversary of the Apollo 11 mission to the moon dawns, there are many mysteries about man's first lunar landing that remain unsolved. What did the astronauts actually encounter there? And what made NASA stop going back to the moon after Apollo 17? Is there evidence of an alien presence on the moon? And perhaps all around us?
No, we would have picked them up if they were on the moon. That's number one. 2, there's no atmosphere. They couldn't breathe. 3, there's no water. They couldn't respire. And 4, what? There's barely any gravity as well. How would they? We must have seen. We would have seen them on Apollo 11. Yeah, we would have seen them.
These startling photographs, recently discovered in NASA's official archive, were taken by the Apollo astronauts themselves. The gigantic artificial-looking structures they document, which have never been shown on television.
No, that's just someone going and colouring the moon a tiny bit. Just like, oh yeah, I've got a bit of paint. Oh, whoops. Oh no, I spilled a bit of paint on the moon. Looks like some structures though, might as well keep it.
Before seemed to defy simple scientific explanation.
Do you see how easily this could have been photoshopped? Let me go back a couple of seconds. Look at that. That could so easily be photoshopped.
Could this be a nuclear power plant of some kind?
No, that's not real.
A massive satellite dish?
Again, not real.
Trained on Earth? Even an alien fortress?
We have Google images of the moon. Go and check them out, actually. I'll leave a link in the description. But you can look at the moon, and these aren't there at all, okay? These aren't there. Just stop, okay?
We took the pictures to some of the brightest people of our world. And nobody can say for sure what these structures represent. Military experts tell us that if there is an alien base on the moon, it poses a serious threat to humanity. Tonight, we'll examine all the evidence. We'll attempt to determine if such an alien menace exists.
Yeah, well, guess what? They're not actually there. Whoa! Oh my god, so crazy. Yeah, I know. It may take a while for you to believe it, but they're not there. Oh, 2014. That's why.
And we'll investigate the baffling case of Apollo 20. Could this really be a female alien recovered during
No.
a secret mission to the moon just a few years after the Apollo program supposedly ended? You decide for yourself as we investigate aliens on the moon, the truth exposed.
Okay, so I think I'm gonna leave it there actually, because I don't think I could take any more crazy conspiracy theories today. It's just way too much, way too much, just for one day. Okay, so I'm gonna ask for 50 likes, and I'll do another episode, not on aliens next time, but on psychics. No, not psychics. Sacred geometry. So I'm gonna ask for 50 likes, and I'll do sacred geometry as another video. I could even turn it into a series if you wanted, but we'd have to see for how many likes. So yeah, I guess that's it. Bye.